This is my tutorial on this little red gingerbread lamppost from Dollar Tree. And I will also be showing the pink one in this tutorial as well. So this little lamppost was from Dollar Tree Plus. It was $5 and I picked up a couple of them, and see how cute it is. It lights up and it has like this little flame glow. But I feel the need to fake bake it, so that's what I'm gonna do, to make a red and a pink one. So I'm just using some chalk paint and going over it, and then possibly a couple of coats of acrylic. I just used regular craft paint mixed with a little bit of Mod Podge. That tends to make it stick better for me, so I don't have to do as many coats, and it dries faster and it stays on. It's just something that I like to do, is to add a little bit of Mod Podge to my acrylic paint. And red did take some extra coats of paint, even with a really highly pigmented red, which I will link to in the description. And then I was just careful around the windows. You can use frog tape on them if you want, but I went back over them with just some nail polish remover to remove any extra spots that I accidentally got onto the windows. So here they are all painted, and I just wanted to show you some candies I'm going to use. So I just got some little peppermints. Some of those are from Hobby Lobby, and a lot of them are from my shop. These sprinkles are from my shop as well. It's called Peppermint Gingy, and those are fake sprinkles. So now for one of my favorite parts, you just get a frosting bag, and this is a 1M tip, and I will link to those in the description. And then I'm just going to start applying it to the base and then the top, and you just frost it just like you would a sundae with whipped cream or frosting a cupcake. If you can do that, you can totally do this craft. Don't be intimidated. It's super easy to do. But you can see I'm just making little ruffle motions all the way around. Now, if your spackle won't stick, you can always smear a little bit of spackle down on it and then try to apply the spackle again, and it will stick after you've applied just a really thin coat of the spackle already. It just gives it something to grip onto, because sometimes painted surfaces are too slick for it to grab onto. And now this is the really fun part. You get to add your little fake candies. And the great thing about this project is that you can move the things around. So if you don't like how you place something, you can always move it, and then you just kind of touch up the spackle if you need to. But just make sure that you do this while your spackle is wet, so that you give something for these little candies to grab onto. And now that I'm happy with the placement of those candies, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some of my fake sprinkles, some of the big mints, some little ones, and the little gingerbread sprinkles that are in the mix are so cute and just on theme for this project. Now, while the spackle is still wet, I'm just adding some fine glitter. This one is from Michael's, and it's called Snow. It's just a plain white fine glitter. So now I'm just taking some Mod Podge, and you can see where the frosting doesn't go quite to the edge, and so I'm just going to add some Mod Podge there, and then add a chunkier white glitter to the edges to look kind of like snow. And I'm taking some more Mod Podge and just going around the edges of each window, and then I'm going to put some fine glitter on there as well, and that will look like some snow frosted windows. Just a nice little touch. And it's a fake baker's prerogative to change her mind, and I decided I wanted to go higher. So while the spackle was still wet, I pulled off all those fake candies, and I decided to go high as if this were a cupcake, and then just redecorated it with the candy cabochons again. And I really debated about what topper to put on this. That's a little ornament from Hobby Lobby, a little peppermint, I thought about a cherry, a fake cherry, a bigger mint from Hobby Lobby. That was really cute. But I decided on this really big peppermint bead that I had. So I'm just adding a little bit more spackle and then adding the big peppermint while it's still wet. And again, while the spackle's still wet, I added on some more of the glitter that's called Snow. It's a fine glitter from Michaels. And here's your first look at the red one, but I want to show you lit up, and then I'm going to do the pink tutorial. So I'm just using some chalk paint and going over it, and then possibly a couple of coats of acrylic. I just used regular craft paint mixed with a little bit of Mod Podge. That tends to make it stick better for me, so I don't have to do as many coats, and it dries faster and it stays on. It's just something that I like to do, is to add a little bit of Mod Podge to my acrylic paint. So here are some of the fake candy cabochons I'm going to use. And keep in mind that you can paint your cabochons. So I painted that pink Santa hat. I painted this wreath. First you chalk paint it and you just painted the color that you want. I also painted my little gingerbreads here, as you can see, to make them pink. These are my sprinkles from my shop. This is gingerbread candy because I was so tempted to make a rainbow Candyland lamp, but I did decide to go with the pink theme for this one, but I just wanted to show you that and the candies just to kind of give you an idea of what you could do. So now I'm just going to add some spackle, and as you can see, the spackle didn't want to stick. So I'm just spreading a very thin layer with my finger, and then when I go back with the piping tip, it will stick. So now here's the really fun part where you get to add on your cabochons. So I'm just going to decorate with these pink ones. And what I like about this craft is if you don't like what you did, you can always pull off the cabochons and put them back on while the spackle is wet. It's very forgiving. So now I'm just using my pink gingerbread sprinkles from my shop, Glam Candy Boutique on Etsy. And now I'm just using some Glitz glitter from Recollections at Michaels. So now it's time to do the top, and I'm doing the same thing where I'm going to spread a very thin layer just to give the spackle something to grip onto. So here's the thing. I decorated the top, and then I decided I really wanted to pull the top up much higher so it's more like a cupcake. So while it was wet, I pulled all of my decorations off of it and I added more spackle. So I'm much happier with that height, and I just redecorated it and added a little bauble as my cherry on top of my cupcake looking lamppost. And then I went ahead and added some more of my pink gingerbread sprinkles. But of course, I'm not done yet, so I'm just taking some Mod Podge here and going around the edge of the windows, and then I will add some of the same glitter that I used on top of the fake frosting, and it will look like the windows are kind of frosted over on the edges. So here's the pink one all finished, and then I want to show you both of them lit up. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you are not already, please subscribe and click the little bell so you never miss an update. Also, I also do craft tutorials live on Facebook all the time. Be sure to follow me at facebook.com/glamcandyboutique to see different tutorials than what I show here.